sorry in advance for a lot of the changes that are about to happen. Actually, no, I'm not. I need to stop doing that. I really do. I am not sorry for what is coming up. What is going on, guys? It has been quite a while since I've uploaded to this channel. A few months, actually. Quite a few months. I'm gonna get into a big explanation about why, but firstly, I need to get the oil changed on the bike because I haven't ridden it in literally almost an entire year, except for one time. One single time. And that one single time that I did ride the bike, I legitimately almost got killed by a police officer who refused to even take accountability for it. And I will explain how, why, what, all of that good stuff as soon as I get this oil change. And we're gonna go out and make a freaking moto vlog. It has been a long time since I've been able to record anything, mainly because I was on Discovery Channel on a show and they told me to bring a helmet. I brought my helmet. They ended up ripping all of my stuff out of it, my entire moto vlog setup and everything. So I had to rebuild my entire setup, which just took a while for parts and stuff to come in, but not a huge deal. Just happy, honestly, to have everything back together and be able to record this today. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this oil changed real quick, gear up, and we can head out and go start talking about all kinds of stuff. So I hope you guys are really ready to listen because there's just so much to cover. So yeah, it has been quite a bit since I've uploaded, and I really just want to say I'm sorry about that. A lot of people have asked, like honestly an overwhelming amount of people have asked about the channel and what happened to it and why I stopped uploading and this and that. And truly, the only major reason that I can really attribute to is the fact that I have just been honestly just really freaking depressed lately. And that is something that I never thought that I would be saying to a camera, because it's just not really who I am typically to talk about stuff like that. But there's really, it's just kind of one of those things that I really need to address to you guys because there's about to be a lot of changes coming to this channel, but mainly my other channel. It's Just a Six, which is my main channel. And that is where honestly a lot of all of the issues that I've been going through lately have been coming from, is from that channel. But once we get out and go get on the street and go do some riding, I can clear my head a little bit. We'll start talking about everything that's been going on. There's no real structure to this. There's no real order to this. I don't even know what I'm gonna exactly talk about. I'm just going to try my absolute best to give you guys, I guess, an inside look at what's been going on behind the scenes and why I have been so frustrated and struggling with a lot of stuff. And I know it's hard for a lot of people to really think about and look at me, and a lot of people, that's why I feel even guilty really about making this video or talking about it. And that's why I haven't done it yet. And it's been so long, is just because I feel guilty. I feel like there's no way that I should be depressed, because in a way it feels like I've got almost everything, and I really don't want to be depressed. It's just how it is. And it's uncomfortable, honestly, and that is why I haven't really made a video about it. It's because it's not an easy topic to talk about, especially whenever you try not to be. I'm one of those people who just likes to deny it, and push things off, and then one day they just catch up with you. And that's what happened to me a few months ago. And so the last probably 90 days has been really freaking rough on me, to be honest. But I've made it. I made it through quite a bit of stuff, and I feel like I'm in a lot better state of mind. And so I feel like now is a good time to be able to make a video talking about everything that's been going on. All right. And this right here is where my neighbors hate me. I'm so sorry. This thing is so loud. You can do it. All right, so let's just dive right in. Let's talk about what happened. So, a few months ago, I went to go film a video for this channel on the bike, and I was really going to film a video telling you guys that I was kind of stuck, and I was really going to start talking about a lot of the frustrations that I had at the time and a lot of the issues that I was having at the time, and that was months and months ago. And so anyway, I started this video exactly like I started the one that you guys are watching right now. Like, it was going to be the exact same thing, and it didn't exactly work out. I have really been close to dying on a motorcycle a lot of times. I really have. Well, whenever this happened, I'm not gonna lie to you, it really changed my entire life and the way that I looked at a lot of shit, to be honest. Like, I can't even fluff or lie to you. Like, that's really what it did. It really fucked me up a good bit, to be honest with you. And I'm gonna tell you why. I wanna get up here and show you guys where it happened to better explain the whole entire situation and why I was so frustrated by it to the point of literally just not even wanting to film YouTube videos anymore. Right here. Let's go down here and I'm going to show you guys. This jail right here, this is whenever I got wrongfully arrested for quote-unquote modified exhaust for a fucking Roush exhaust. This is where they took me. And that's kind of the more irony about it, is the fact that this happened right here. Cop gets to the stop sign. Stops completely. Right here. Complete stop. So in this lane right here closest to me, this is the lane that I said that I was traveling in, right? So I'm coming down this road about 55 miles an hour, and this is no exaggeration. I have exaggerated quite a bit of stuff, but this one is really the exact truth to the detail that I can tell you guys. Right there where the end of that curb is, where that white line ends right there. That is where I was whenever our officer decides to pull out right here, just like this. Okay, so I am this close to literally getting smashed into the back of this damn car, and so I locked up the brakes and almost flipped over the front of these handlebars. Like, it was a big mess, honestly. A lot of shitty stuff happened. Almost completely destroyed the bike, myself, everything, okay? So the next thing that I do is I get to the side of the cop, and I wanted to go talk to him, and I was like, at least just wanting to look at him, and I don't know. You know, have you ever had anybody do that to you on a bike, and the only thing that you really want to do is just go up to him and flip him off? But I didn't. I came out to the left side of his car, and I just looked at him and threw my hands up, and I was like, dude, what the hell? Like, why would you do that? Were you not even looking? Did you not even try to look? Like, what? It's a bright red bike with headlights on, and in the morning, there's nobody else on the road. Like, I was so confused. And the thing that really pissed me off about the whole situation, and I'm not making this up, it almost would seem like I would make it up because it's so inhumane. That's really the best way I can word it. I come up next to him, and I'm throwing my hands up, I'm cussing, I'm pissed, I am mad. The cop does this number right here. He keeps his hands on his steering wheel, and he keeps staring straight forward. Doesn't look at me. I'm honking, I am revving, I am throwing my hands up, I'm losing my mind at this point. I'm so irate. The cop continues looking forward and will not even look at me under any circumstance. Like, I mean, this went on for about 20 seconds of me being so mad, and then he wouldn't look at me, so it just pissed me off even more. And so I finally was just like, you know what, I'm gonna go to jail if I end up sitting right here right now, so I'm just gonna leave. And so I took off. I literally like power wheelied the bike out of the way and took off down the road. Cop never came for me, he never did anything. So what I'm assuming here is that the cop saw what he did. He saw that he really got close to like really killing me, and I could almost bet that he knows who it was, because there's nobody around here with a bright red Ducati motorcycle in BFE, Louisiana. And it was just extremely disrespectful at the fact that he wouldn't even look over to apologize. Look at this. What are you doing? What are you doing? He threw his hand up and said sorry. But anyways, like I said, the cop stays looking straight, never looks at me, never does anything, never even acknowledges the fact that he almost just ended my life. And normally I would not make a big deal out of this if it wouldn't have been this honestly close. It was just such, I don't know. I really, all at one time, they say that like, oh, your life flashes between your eyes. No, like seriously, it really was almost a situation like that. It was like all in one moment. I realized that I guess it settled in my stomach at the time that I saw that he pulled out, and I saw and I knew how fast I was going. I just pretty much figured there was no way. Like, I was dead, and it seemed like everything was slow motion from that point. And all at one time, I came to quite a bit of realizations that kind of started haunting me in a way. one of the biggest realizations that I came to was the fact that if I was going to die right there at that second, I was pissed. And I wasn't pissed because of how it happened, and I wasn't pissed because of the fact that it was a cop that was almost killing me, and I wasn't pissed about the fact that the cop literally wouldn't even acknowledge that he almost killed me. But what I was actually upset about was the fact that I realized in that moment that I was not happy, and I didn't feel fulfilled, and I didn't feel like I was at a point in my life where I was like comfortable, and I was at a point where I was ready to die, if that makes sense. It just, I just didn't feel like it was time. And I think that getting home later that night and being so frustrated about it and really sitting and thinking and recollecting on what happened, I really came to the realization that I've been miserable for a really long time. And it took me literally almost dying to realize that. I have all of this stuff, and I have all of these cars and these toys and all of this stuff. How could I feel like that? Like, how could I feel like I haven't done enough? Why was I that upset about the fact that I was about to die? Like, I feel like I've lived an awesome life. When in reality, I started to realize that it only looks like that on camera. I really haven't done enough. I haven't fulfilled who I want to be, nor have I gotten to the level that I truly want to be at. And that really sucked, is because I realized so much of my life was a fucking mess, and I had never I refused to look at it and to like come to terms and face the fact that my life was a mess. I've been running from it for so long that, like I said, it literally took me almost being killed to realize it. And so from that point on, I got really depressed. And the reason why is because I started to understand and see that I felt like a failure. I felt like everything that I had been pushing for and everything that I had been trying for had not exactly worked out. Yes, material-wise, I had gotten a lot of things and whatever, but life is so much further than just material items. But anyways, my point is that I got really freaking depressed quick because I had realized that I was not where I wanted to be. And I realized that literally any freaking day you can die. Like, I guess I had never come to terms with the fact that, like, today, right now, I'm riding this bike, I could just die, and I haven't done everything that I want to do, and I almost felt cheated, and I almost felt shitty because I had been trying for so long, it seems, that I hadn't got where I wanted to be. So anyways, it took me a while, I guess, to accept that and figure out how to move forward from it. And I guess the reason it took so long to realize what I needed to do is just because it was uncomfortable, and I knew what I needed to do to be able to get to what I wanted and whatever, but it's just, I didn't exactly want to, and I didn't want to face it. I didn't want to, I don't know. So with that being said, let's talk about my other channel. Now that you guys understand the whole situation with the cop almost killing me and me going into, honestly, like a complete mental breakdown in a way, after realizing a whole bunch of stuff about myself and introspecting on my life, I realized that I'm just not where I want to be. And that was hard for me because I've been such an advocate for people pushing for their goals and their dreams, and here I was pushing for a lot of other people's dreams and goals, and I guess I had forgotten about mine. The issue with my main channel is that I've got to upload with, let's give you guys a full scope of realization here. So I recently just let go of quite a bit of people off of my team. Before that though, I had almost 15 people on full-time salary, and my payroll cost per month, honestly, this is like information I probably shouldn't even be divulging, but I need to, for you guys to really fucking understand why. My payroll cost every single month just to keep all these people on payroll was about $50,000 a month. So that is $500,000 per year that I needed to make just to make sure that my guys were paid for. Above that, I needed to pay for rent at multiple places, which is heavy five figures as well. Heavy five figures. So between that, and also because of the fact that I can't upload at my own frequency because I've got to make sure I meet all these bills per month, so I've got to be uploading a crazy amount just to be able to break even, right? because that's how I make my money, is from YouTube. So I got to upload more videos, and I got to do more giveaways and this and that and whatever. I had been pushing so hard to make as much money as possible because that's all that I knew that I could do to be able to keep going. And that became really hard because it's cars. Like, cars break, they normally break, things happen with cars, and that is a problem whenever that is your primary source of income. It's not like a hobby anymore. This has really become my income completely. And if my cars are not running right, it's crazy to extrapolate it like this, but literally, if I have an issue with one of my cars and can't make videos, I have to figure out how to make sure that 15 people are getting paid, so that way their families can continue eating, and their mortgages are paid, and their insurance, and everything. And so basically what would happen is we would run out of content with one car because it's either broken or has issues or this or that or whatever, or we're waiting on parts or whatever. Well, that can't work with that many people. So what kept happening is I kept buying cars and kept buying more projects to keep videos going and to keep videos going out, so that way I have stuff to post and I have money coming in. Well, then came the issue of the fact that we're giving away a $50,000 car every 60 days. I'm paying $50,000 a month in payroll. I'm buying new project cars and all these parts to keep making installs of and keep putting videos out so much, to the point that it finally got to where there was just no way to keep up with it. Like, I can't do it. It took me working 7 days a week, 12-hour minimum, 14, 16-hour days sometimes, every single day for literally a year straight to be able to keep afloat. And yeah, I was making good money, of course. Like, it was awesome. But the thing that I started to realize is that while I was making good money, I wasn't really seeing any of it. I don't know. A lot of it was getting paid out everywhere else. And so I would see these 7-figure paychecks come in, but I would see a few $100s to me at the end of it because I have to pay taxes. And that was a whole situation that was honestly a nightmare, because I got surprised with a tax bill that was a few $100,000 over what I thought it was going to be. And so that was something else that I had to really back in the time of the GTR and the Camaro. Honestly, something that I haven't even really talked about, that I probably shouldn't talk about, but I'm going to, is the fact that I had to give away those 2 cars, which were at the time, that was my dream. Like, I had wanted a GTR for so long, and I had just gotten that Camaro built how I wanted it to, and it was shitty, but I knew that if I gave away those 2 cars, that was going to be the only way that I could cover my tax bill and cover everybody's pay and keep everybody on. You know, it sucked because I started losing things that I had really strived for so long. And so then, once the 2 cars were given away, I obviously didn't have the money to go buy another one, so I had to finance those cars. And I never financed vehicles before. I didn't like it. If you've been around for a while, you've probably heard me talk about that. I don't like financing vehicles. I always have believed that I would like to have everything just paid in cash, just to not have the headache about it. And that's where I've really gotten it. I've started to see exactly why I never wanted to finance stuff, is because now I've got a whole bunch more bills just because I couldn't keep up with everything that I already had, and didn't want to just bite the bullet and start getting rid of people because they were my friends. And more than anything, I was doing this for them. I know you guys don't really exactly know me 100% well, but it's not that I'm doing all of this for money. I'm not. I'm really not money hungry or anything like that. It's more of the fact that I'm chasing experiences and freedom. I want freedom to where whenever I wake up in the morning, I can go and do whatever that I want to and still be productive in doing it. And that's why YouTube was so appealing for me. That's what I quit my job for in the first place, was to chase this dream of doing YouTube. And like I said, that whole realization of where I realized that I wasn't where I wanted to be, was I realized that I didn't have that freedom. I realized that I ran away from my job because I didn't want to have a job. I wanted to do what I loved. And then the shitty part was that I realized that I had pretty much just created a job for myself that was way more busy than what my first job was. Like, it was way more stressful, way more everything. And that was a hard realization, is because I thought that I had seen success because of the money, and then I realized that success to me wasn't about the money. day after financing a bunch of vehicles and constantly trying with content, and then so many things just going wrong. I mean, I bought a freaking Tesla for a TV show that I was lied to about, and then ended up having the entire car destroyed after spending 70 grand on it amidst all of this other stuff. But I didn't want to pass up an opportunity. That sucked. And then, I mean, I can just go on and on and on. I don't really feel like divulging every single issue that I've had over the last few months. But just trust me, it's been really freaking hectic. It has been hard. That's the best way to put it. It's been even harder because everybody wants to see me do all these crazy videos, and I want to do it too. Like, I really do. But I can't leave town to go to these track events and go race with all these cars that I've built because of the fact that I've got so many people now on payroll that I have to be there to keep managed. Like, I can't leave all these people by themselves and expect everything to get done how it needs to. It's just not going to happen. And so I stopped being able to travel. And then it got to the point where COVID was happening, obviously, and so I couldn't even go anywhere or do anything, and I don't know. Then after that, it got to where I met Justin in Atlanta, and we started going over to Atlanta a lot more, and I guess I realized that was what freedom felt like. Every time that I was over there, I felt freedom that I had never felt before, and it was more than just the fact that it was supercars, and I get that that's why a lot of people hate the supercar content, but to me, it was more than just the car. It was the experience of what we were doing, and the fact that that was the most free that I had ever felt. I didn't feel tied down at all. You just feel weightless being in the mountains, and I don't know, it was good to be able to make content that I wanted to make again. It's been years since I've been able to do that, honestly. It's been always, let's think about what can make the most money and make the most sense to be able to keep everybody paid and keep everybody profitable. And obviously you guys have seen over the last few months on the other channel that content has drastically gone downhill because of the fact that I've been making all the wrong decisions, and I guess I never wanted to stand up for what I knew I needed to do, which was let go of a lot of people and go back to just being able to be free, you know? I think the thing that sucked the most, though, is just that I've been building all of these crazy cars for content and spending all of this money and doing all of this stuff, but can't even do anything with them. And everybody else complains about it in the comments of the videos, so I know that you guys understand. It sucks to be able to, like, I don't know, like, I've spent so much time and money into these vehicles and can't even use them. Like, you've been seeing everywhere that we're going on this video, like, as I'm riding the bike, there's nowhere that I can go take a 1,000 horsepower drag car to and go do anything. We don't have hardly any local tracks around here that stay open because there's always problems. It's small town Louisiana, so it's just like that here. And so about a year ago, we had decided that I really wanted to move. I really wanted to relocate because I wanted to figure out how to make content better. But the issue was that between almost 15 people, it's hard to decide where we're going to go because everybody's got their reasons for why they can't go here or why they want to do this or do that, or they need to stay close to family, or this person, I mean, you know, just all typical stuff. And so we were like, yeah, everybody's right. Let's just stay here. Let's not try and move. Even though it's what I want, I'm not the only one in this. I need to focus on everybody else. And that is really where I started going wrong, is I started focusing too much on everybody else and not nearly enough on myself and the things that I was wanting and what I was doing it for. And ultimately, in combination of COVID and a lot of really unfortunate situations and almost dying and all of these realizations and the fact that I've been overworked for the last year, it all led up to me just being incredibly burnt out. And I mean, like, I've been burnt out before. I really have. This is a new definition of what I mean by burnt out. Like, I think this is probably the lowest that I have ever been in my entire life, and that is the last 6 months. And it's been very, very hard. So, about probably 2 weeks ago, I came to this realization, and I was like, dude, I am not even doing anything that makes me happy anymore. I haven't even been able to upload a timeout because I haven't just had the time or the motivation. I've been so stressed about everything, and I'm stuck. Like, I feel stuck. I don't want to record a timeout video after I get done putting in a 12-hour day every day. And so it took a lot, but I think that I'm going to change everything. Well, I mean, I say I think. I am. And I already have begun changing quite a bit. We've let go of a lot of people. We've already closed down a few businesses. You guys haven't really seen anything from Don't Lose Sight. You haven't heard me drop any music lately. You haven't even seen a music video. We haven't done hardly any of the stuff that I would normally be doing, because I just stretched myself entirely too thin for way too long and was trying to just put up with too many people's shit for way too long. And so it took quite a bit for me to realize that I needed to just start standing up for what I want. And honestly, a huge reason that I've been scared to do that is just because I don't know what people on YouTube are going to react to either. And I've now got myself in such a bind and a pickle that I really need to make as much money as possible to get myself out. But that's the thing. It's like above and beyond the fact that I don't even know. I was just worried that if I make content that I want to make, that people are going to hate it. And I guess I just realized that I need to just go ahead and say screw it, because if I'm not happy, there's just no way. I tried, like I really have been trying for so long, but I just realized that if I'm not happy, there's no way for me to do what I'm doing. There's no way for me to wake up every day and put in 14 hours, because if it's not something that I'm pushing for, that's for me, and I don't feel like I guess then I have no fulfillment. If it's not for the money, and it's not for everybody else, and it's not for myself, and it's not for this and that and whatever, then what is it for? Why am I doing this? And so basically I have come to the realization that the only way for me to get back to just being happy and enjoying what I'm doing again is to go back to being able to feel free, to make content that I want to make, to do whatever that I want to do on a day-to-day basis. If I want to wake up and I want to work on music one day, I really just want to be able to do that. Or if I want to wake up and film a timeout video and go ride on the bike, I want to be able to do that. If I want to go film a video for the car stuff, I want to be somewhere where I can actually get in a car and go film good content that's not just half-assed content sitting in a shop all day. And that's what things have really turned into, and I hate it. It's not what I wanted. It's not what I've wanted from the beginning. It's not why I quit my job. It's not why I dropped out of college. It's not why I gave up everything that I was doing. This is not what I wanted. And that was the realization that really just hurt. And I've been depressed for so long and blaming everybody else for so long, when I realized I was depressed about the fact that I couldn't do what I needed to do, and that was what was keeping me depressed. And I didn't want to let go of a lot of people, and so I guess that was why. And so anyways, with all of that being said, basically what I wanted to make this video for was to explain to you guys that I just need to change things. I need to change what I'm doing. I want to get to the point where I enjoy what I'm doing every day and I'm so excited for it, like I used to be. I want to be able to get to the point of feeling free, because that's what I've been chasing this entire time. It's not the money, it's not the cars, I don't give a shit about any of that. It's the freedom. I've never been in a point in my life really where I felt so free as whenever I first started my channel. And I guess the bigger that I started getting, the more that all of that started to go away. Once I started realizing that I can't go out to eat anymore without having people all over me everywhere that we go, and I realized that I can't go to stores anymore without taking pictures. I can't go out in public just looking all fugly because, like, I don't know. And I'm a really introverted person, so that makes it even harder too, because, like, I don't have a problem with people. I enjoy the fact that people support me, and I really appreciate you guys for it. But it's hard being an introverted person, going out in public, and everywhere that you go all the time, you know that if you get out of the car, somebody is going to recognize you, and you're going to have to spend 5 minutes, minimum 10 minutes, 20 minutes talking to them every single place that you go and taking pictures and this and that and whatever. And the hardest part too is that every single person just wants more and more and more from you, it seems. And I don't know, I've just had a lot of bad instances going on lately, and it's been hard to just go places and do stuff because I feel like I'm almost paranoid everywhere I go now. It's caused a lot of problems in my relationship too, because, like, I'm in a relationship, but I can't even go on dates anymore, hardly. I can't go out of town or go on road trips and do anything as a couple in my relationship because I've got so many people and I've got so much stuff to do. I don't get a weekend. I don't get a weekend to fucking chill out and just sit around and do anything that I want or just hang out or whatever. It is non-stop work with the life that I live right now, and I just can't do it anymore. I really can't. I've gotten so burnt out that I feel like I'm going to lose everything if I don't correct it now. And so that's what I'm doing, is trying to correct every single bit of the frustrations that I've had and every bit of the challenges that I've had, because that is what is stopping me from being happy, and that's also what's stopping me from being able to make good content. And that is truly like my ultimate goal, is I just want to bring you guys the best that I can, because it's fun. It is where I take the most enjoyment, is creating content, and I haven't gotten to enjoy doing it in so long, and so I just want to get back to that. But with that, I guess that is the shitty part, is I realize that there's no way to do it here at all. Like there's really just not. And so the only way really to fix it is by moving. And going back to what I said earlier, there's no way to transport that many people across the entire country to move somewhere, because everybody's got their own families and everybody's got their own lives, and not everybody's going to want to follow my dreams, and I understand that, because I'm not going to want to follow everybody else's dreams. But unfortunately, what that leads to is quite a bit of changes, because I had to let go of a lot of people that you guys are definitely probably going to be very upset at me for, and I get it. I understand why, and I feel like a failure because I wasn't able to do it all. But I came to the realization that I am human, and there was just no way for me to continue stretching myself so thin. I'm not a robot. I can't do, I just can't work that much. I tried my best and I've gotten so far. And I guess the real reason that I got really depressed is because I realized that all that I've been pushing for the last few years, which was all of these cars and toys and money and house and all of this stuff and a nice relationship, I've been pushing for all of this stuff, and then I get it all, and I realize that it's not where happiness lies. It's just not. No matter how many cars and no matter how many whatever that you have, it's not going to make you happy unless you feel fulfilled in what you're doing every day. At least for me, that's how it is. I need to feel like I have a sense of purpose, or else I'm just not happy. It doesn't matter how much shit I have. I need a sense of purpose, and I need to feel like I am giving back to the world in some way, somehow, being productive somehow. So with that being said, a lot is changing, and I am extremely nervous and scared about it, because I don't have a direction anymore. I don't have an instruction guide to life that's telling me what to do or where to go from here. And I'm young. I mean, I'm 23 years old. I don't know I don't know how to live life yet. I'm just really learning as I go, and I feel like I've made a lot of mistakes already, and I've been learning from them. But the only way to move forward from here, I feel like, is to correct a lot of my mistakes and keep going. So I'm pretty much getting rid of every toxic thing and every bit of toxicity in my life as a whole first, trying to get to where I am happy with what I'm doing, and then I'm going to work on trying to figure out everything else. That is pretty much my explanation about why I haven't uploaded. It's truly just because I've been depressed and almost getting killed by a cop, and realizing that the human being wouldn't even look at me. That looks like my car. It just sucked, like it really did. And all of the other realizations just sucked. And all of the unfortunate situations that have happened recently just suck. And I just haven't been doing great. And then after, I don't know. I mean, all of the above. It's just been a really hard time. And the craziest part is that this is honestly just touching the tip of the iceberg for stuff that's been going on lately. It's just that I don't really feel like getting into it, because it's not... It would be more of a video of me just complaining at that point and just whining about stuff, and I'm not trying to make it that way. All that I can pretty much leave you guys with is that I don't really have a direction, and I don't really know what I'm doing or where I'm going to go from here or what I'm going to do with my life from here, to be honest. But I don't want to stop uploading to YouTube, and so the only way that I can continue with what I'm doing from here is to go back to how things used to be in the beginning and go back to my roots, because that's what I know. That's a cool truck. I don't even really know if there's anything else that I need to talk about or to cover or to explain or anything, but if there's anything that I missed that I'm not really thinking about at the moment, comment down below and ask me. I'm going to try to go through as many of these comments as possible and try my absolute best to give explanations to why everything has been the way that it has, and to get it to the point to where you guys at least understand why everything has been like it has, and hopefully not just think that it's like me being lazy and not wanting to upload or this or that or whatever, or I don't know. So, oh, okay, you're just gonna hit me. What the fuck? Cool. That was really, really close. So with that being said, guys, I appreciate you guys watching. I'm gonna, I guess, go back home from here and go get ready to continue working the rest of this weekend. It's Friday right now, but I've got a million things that I got to do this weekend. So some point, someday, I'm striving right now. I'm just pushing for the point to where I can have a weekend again. I just want to have a weekend, at least just 2 days out of the entire week, where, or maybe even just 1 day. Honestly, I'd be fine with 1 day out of the entire week where I can devote to just not having to work and just being able to relax and appreciate the things that I've gotten and the things that I've done, instead of feeling like just so stressed out. I just want to get to where I can enjoy the things that I've done now. With that being said, guys, it's probably gonna be a wrap for today's video. I'm sorry in advance for a lot of the changes that are about to happen. Actually, no, I'm not. I need to stop doing that. I really do. I am not sorry for what is coming up. This is the explanation of why, and I don't feel like I owe anyone an apology at this point. So I've come to terms with that, and I need to start living like that. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. Drop a like on this video, subscribe if you haven't already, comment down below, and let me know what I should keep uploading to this channel. I want to keep writing, but it's just I don't like the fact that I almost get killed. I just don't like the thought of getting creamed on a motorcycle, you know. I just don't want to die yet. So anyways, guys, I'll see you next video.